Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Soulful Conversations, Soulful Songs. Welcome. What a day this has been. And I'm thankful to be alive and thankful that you are joining me now. Where are my friends? I don't see anybody. A day? Are we on?
Yes, we are.
That's life coach Ade joining me right now. Oh,
Hello.
yeah, Sue Lingle is on. All right.
Hello.
Yeah. Come on in. Hey, Kathy Means. Dorothy James. Mickey Maxwell. Oh, my God. I was just listening to you. Hi there, Diana. Yeah. Lynn Beal is present. Where's Gretchen? She ain't here. Kathleen Benjamin. Okay. All right. I'm here, Mama Ricky. That's me. Oh, yeah. Hi, Ayana. June Spencer. Thank you. Come on into the room. Yes. Hi, Lisa. Hey, Ron Charbonneau, Ribbit, and Pamela. Margaret Edwards, Kathy O'Barrow. How's that record coming, girl? Who's that from Alabama up there? I missed her. Bonsoir, Ricky. Carmen Valle. Susan Locke, how you doing? Maybe Nagabuchi. Oh, let me love in a holy way. Let me love in a holy way. Mommy, let me love in a holy way. Let me love in a holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Sing your part. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me love in a holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy way. Hey, Robin. Hey, Mardell. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall. Allison, Eve. Oh, let me know that love will heal us all. Know that love will heal us all. Skip. Oh, let me walk each day a little wiser. Let me walk each day a little wiser. Oh, let me love in a holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy way. Oh, let me love a holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy way. Let me serve in a holy way. Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing. The good that's overflowing. And oh, let me care for those around the world. Let me care about them. Oh, let my steps reveal the path of peace. Reveal the path of peace. Oh, let me love in a holy way. Y'all gotta sing your part. Oh, let me love in a holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy way. Oh, let us love in a holy way. Let us love in a holy way. Hmm. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Soulful Philly. And Coach Ade, I'm going to introduce you right now while I make one adjustment because I missed something very dear right now and I got to get
Okay.
it. So
Okay.
I'm going to introduce you. This is Life Coach Ade, Ademola Anifa Woshe. And I love him so much. He's got such wisdom and such charm, and he ain't bad looking. Like the John Caesar was like, and he ain't bad on the eyes. No, no, he said easy, and he's easy on the eyes. But God's looking good. So
Mm,
welcome,
yes,
welcome,
thank
my
you.
day. How you doing?
I am wonderful. I'm wonderful, grateful to be here.
Okay.
And yes, you go do your thing and you be right back. Grateful to be here. Wednesday nights are special, every day is special, and there is something about this. Hello, my dear sister. Thank you all for being here. Judy Jackson is in the house. I will not mess up that name. What's up, Skip? Thank you, my brother Laura. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here. It's good to be part of this sacred space, the space where we get to transform and bring the ordinary and surrender it to the altar so we can be altered. You know, you got to have an altar, whether it's an ancestral altar, maybe it's your sacred space altar. You got to bring all that stuff so you can be altered. Without that, it'll just be what it is, I guess. But yeah, thank you all for being here. And and yeah, feel free to, well, actually, feel free, but it's an invitation. Feel free to like and share. Tag some of your friends. Thank you, Susan. Tag your friends. Gretchen is the professional. She's a queen of tagging. And so tag your friends, let people know what's happening, especially your friends who are always complaining. You just, oh my God, they got some bad negative energy. Well, they have the energy they have because you are not introducing them to the sacred space of transformation. So tag them. Like you want to complain about something, come over here and then you can complain after. By the time they leave here, they wonder, what was I complaining about again? They'll be all relaxed, like, I'm so glad you invited me. So invite your friends and let's have a conversation.
Thank you. That gave me enough time to get Sweet Green back. Sweet Green. I needed her. She was like those little flowers. I'm going like, oh no, they're not working, and
Sweet
now I'm
green.
good. Hey, Laura O'Connor, Compassionate Arts in the house, and
Mm,
some. We're gonna remember this person for a long time that who passed in the earlier part of this morning. Her name is Faye Lovechild. Sister Faye, some of us know her as Sister Faye. Sister Faye Lovechild. Her name is Felicia. Many of us know her as Felicia, and she was such a brilliant artist and such a devout servant of the good. She worked to build healthy communities and to make us feel good. She was such a support for me in so many ways. The first Raj, the second Raj, the third Raj, she was
mm,
always there, and we did a peaceful family protest this summer with the Kumba Camp kids because we couldn't do a camp, but she and it was Felicia that said you can't do a festival. We'll call it a protest, and so we call it a protest. And this was a brilliant light. And so
mm,
those of you who knew and who remember Felicia, Faye Lovechild, she went to Agape and she was and went on beyond it, but she was amazing. And so here's a shout out to Laura O'Connor, who gave me the information for Kira, who was right there beside Felicia so many times. And they worked together in Compassionate Arts in Action. I mean, they would paint on buildings. They would, I mean, you go to Pasadena, you can see their work. She would get the community painting so that, like, Ade was talking about, if you have a complaint, if you have sadness, if you had a misery, or if you had disgust, if you had frustration for what's happening in this country, especially last summer, and especially now. I mean, because some things are always going on. Hopefully, we're rising, but
mm.
we're in the world, and the artists are here to help us through, and that's what I'm doing. I'm here to help us through. Ade is here to help us through. And Sister Faye Love, she dropped the child. I think she didn't want to be a child no more. But Faye Love, child, worked when she was younger, but I think she just went to Faye Love. But Sister Faye Love, the kids at Kuma Camp called her Sister Faye. And oh my God, you're talking about a great person. And I don't even think Felicia ever made 40 years, 40 years.
Mm.
I don't think she made 40, but oh my God, what a great person. So here's a moment of silence for my little god niece. And a brilliant servant of the good, a brilliant servant of the good, just brilliant. She goes to meet her mother and her brother now, who both passed away in the last 5 years. 3 people in the family passed.
Wow.
And so we just bless the whole family and her sister who remains and all the friends who loved her. And if there's any among us right here who has somebody who passed away recently, we're wrapping you in love too,
Yes.
right now. Thank you, God, for this brilliant life, this journey that brings us here and that takes. We're here this evening. We proclaim that we're here to live in a holy, holy way, to love as deeply and as richly as we can, even when it's hard to love.
Yes. Hmm.
Thank you, God. Thank you, Infinite Spirit. Love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love when it's hard to love. Love, our loving will change the world. Love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love when it's hard to love. Love, our loving will change the world. Sing, sing, sing all together. Sing, sing, sing when it's hard to sing. Sing, our singing will change the world. What about share? Share who you are. Here we go. Share, share, share who you are and share, share, share when it's hard to share. Share, our sharing will change the world. Care for each other. Here we go. Care, care, Sister Faye. Care for each other. Care, care, care for the ones who need care. Our sharing will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Her loving changed my world. Yes, it did. Oh, our loving will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Mhm. Yes. Yeah, we've been working through it, but there's a triumphant tone here
Yes.
when you know someone who lives so richly and strong. I used to say live long and prosper. Now I say live strong and
Mm.
prosper. Live
Yeah.
strong. Because
Yeah.
you don't know. You don't know when the hour or the moment when you'll be called back home. None of us knows that. But hey, while we in, I want to rock. Like you should say, what she said to this morning, I wrote it down. She say, Sister Faye rocked her way out of here. And I
She
believe
wrote
me,
the
I
way
know she knew things that
Mm.
she never spoke of, but
Mm.
she put in a full day's work. She put in a full day's work. Did you put in a full day today? Did you have a good day?
Mm.
Did you make the most of your day today? You know, what's up? And when we say did we make the most of the day, that doesn't mean like did you run for Congress? That ain't what we're talking about.
Mm.
Were you able to stay present a little bit more today than you were yesterday?
Mhm.
Than you did yesterday. I did. You know, and I think it had something to do with the rain, and I think it had something to do with the news that somebody so beautiful and so powerful passed on, that was so dear to my heart. And it just gives you pause to reflect and to remember that this is temporal. That
Yes.
we're here though, but because we're eternal beings, we're going to always be here, not here in this dimension, but we're going to always be because we are of God.
Mhm.
We are of God. And so we will always be. We will always be, but we ain't going to always be here in this fabulous dress. And we're not going to always be here, like this. But while I'm here, I'm thankful to be here and thankful to know everybody that's on the thread. And I'm just declaring that you are finding your way to bring your gifts, your joy. Yeah, your joy, your loving to the world. Yep. Yes. Robin says she made the most of her day. Hey, that's good. That's good. Hey, I've been clearing away stuff. There was one book that I'm never going to read from, but I thought it was deep. And then the more I read, the more my daughter went like, Mommy, stop reading that book. It's polluting your mind. It's polluting your mind. And the name of the book was Will the Real Pimps and Hoes Stand Up? You know, and it was an interesting book, but the language was interesting. So fortunately, I was able to put that in the box that was going out the door. And I found Paramahansa Yogananda to purify my mind, my prayer time. I was like, oh my gosh, I got all
So
kinds of books in this house.
the
Hmm?
book, yeah. Speaking of all kind of that book, what kind of messages they have in there? I mean, I'm
Well,
sure
it
it's
was
not
it was
just
talking about it wasn't a spiritual message.
okay.
But it was a message about the world and about the victims and the victimizers.
Mm.
And the language could have very easily been the enslaved and the masters,
Mm.
or the Matrix. Remember the movie The Matrix?
Yes.
It was
Yes.
like it was really a book about like more like that, but it wasn't
Mm.
deep. But it was easy to read, and his analogies in the beginning were very easy to get, and the information was good. So I
Mm.
could read it quickly because he was very intelligently making good points. But then it didn't go nowhere after a point. I'm sorry, E. Raymond Brown. After that, I couldn't. But in the beginning, it was very interesting. But
Mm.
this book, see this one, uh, I never know how the camera works.
Yeah, yeah, wait, yeah, okay, move to your there you go. That's it. The
Metaphysical
metaphysical
Meditations by
meditation.
Paramahansa Yogananda. What
Mhm.
a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book that kind of purified Ricky a little bit more. Oh wow, what a book! Yes, yes. And Paramahansa says this was. I mean, these are. This is a book to help with meditation, to quiet your mind, to give you something powerful to think upon if you need that. And everybody needs that. When you run into books like that other book, this says, "My Lord." And I'm not going to say thou, I'm going to say you, but he says thou. My Lord, as you are omnipresent, you can't but help be present in me. You hear that? God is omnipresent and God is in me, so you can't help but be omnipresent in you can't help but be present in me. You're everywhere, so you are right here in me.
Hmm.
You have omnipotence and omniscience. These also are my soul attributes. May I be able to unfold even a fragment of that contained in myself.
Hmm.
May I be able to unfold even a fragment of that contained in myself. And I think that's what a life is for,
Yes.
to unfold a fragment of the divine that is contained within us. Within us. Yeah,
Just a fragment.
because it was so powerful. And I was
Yes.
telling a day, I was like, it wasn't an ego thing. It was just like I just didn't quite realize, you know, this part that he just said, the fragment. If I would just unfold a fragment of that,
Hmm.
you know, that I have many times reflecting on my catalog of work and my body of music. And I've said, I've written a lot of songs, a lot of songs. I've written a lot of songs. I mean, that's come out of my mouth a lot. I've written a lot of songs. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. I've written a lot of songs. I've written a lot of songs. you know, and this is that when may I be able to unfold even a fragment of that contained in myself. It's like that's just a fragment. Like when I step out of my incarnation, if I go into wide universal view and I look at that body of work that I'm going like I've written a lot of songs. It's like that's just like a little grain of sand. It's like a flop, you know. Now I'm not minimizing the good of it, because the good of it you can't measure like that, you know. But it was just for a call to me to know that there's always more to express. That any of us, all of us, we're just getting started. I don't care how old you are, how long you've been on the journey. If you have breath in you now and you can take a deep breath now and just know that the breath continues to restore us and refreshes us, that we can refresh and begin and return and restore and resource and remember.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
When we remember
Fragment
we're
by
home.
fragment. Nikki Harris.
Nikki
Yeah,
Harris.
I love you. We are all unfolding. And just imagine if Nikki were going like, I've sung a lot of soulful licks. I've sung a lot of soulful licks. I've sung a lot of soulful licks. It's like, so yeah. And you got a whole lot more to sing. There's
Hmm.
more, and yes, and now we're just getting started. We're just getting started again. We start all over.
Hmm.
We begin again.
We begin again.
We
That's right.
begin again.
Every
You
moment.
know,
Yeah.
you know. Paradise was found this day. I saw it looking through your eyes, and I felt who I really am. I'm through with all the shallow lies. I know what I'm meant to be, and I feel it deep in my bones, deep in this love that we share, and it lets me begin again. That's why I'm singing. The God love renews me, makes me wanna fly. Oh, your look of love, it lifts me, and I can touch the sky. Now I know what I've been missing. It's been here all the time, and it lets me begin again. Can I sing the second verse? Whoa, this is for you. If you get lost along the way and need to find yourself someday, get a glance into my eyes. I'm sure that you will realize who and why you really are, and you feel it deep in your bones, deep in this love that we share, and it will let you begin again. Come on, y'all, pick it up, and you'll be singing that your look of love renews me. Remember, makes me wanna fly. Oh, your look of love, it lifts me, and I can touch the sky. Now I know what I've been missing. It's been here all the time, and it lets me begin again. All right, I'm telling you, your look of love renews me. This look of love renews me. I can begin again. It makes me wanna fly. Yeah, your look of love renews me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, been here all the time. That's right, Dorothy. New mercies every morning God gives to us. Yes, yes.
I'm drinking in this moment, just for all that's going on, you know, in the chat room, the conversation, the songs. This is
You
like
know,
a
I'm sorry.
meditation for me. Now, I was just gonna say this is like a meditation for me, because, well, yeah, actually, I'll still be up if I wasn't doing the show. I stay up late, but I'll be on the computer typing something away. But being able to listen to the song and stop and remember, I can begin again. I could renew. And I think something that she said, "New mercies." Dorothy, I don't
Dorothy,
know what on her name. She said, "New mercies every morning,"
every morning.
and and that's every moment. The moment that I remember, like in this moment, new mercies. Every moment, it's right here, right now. I can
Yeah,
renew.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know that, like we were, like Paramahansa was talking about the omnipresence,
Hmm.
that is everywhere, and it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's in this moment. It's in this moment. It's out of time and space, and it's in time and space.
Mm.
And when you're in alignment with it, it's saturated. You're saturated in it. It's like I just kind of fell off with the book about the pimps, because I was clearing stuff out of my house. And I cleared away a lot of books the other night. It was like almost 100 books that I
Mm.
took out of a bookshelf, one bookshelf,
Wow.
a bunch of books. I might be gilding the lily. I said I want to stop lying. It might have been 60 books. Okay, but it felt like 100. It felt like 100, but they were all great books by John Gray. All these books, but I'm thinking like, wow, it's so much genius, so many people wanting to bring their gifts, so many creations. And then, you collect those things, and next thing after a period of time, we should move those books on so that other people can read those books and get those books out to other people, so that they can read them, or and save a nice little stash for your children, so that some things that they can say, oh, what is this, when they don't make books no more. Oh, what is this? A
Yeah.
book.
They say it must have been hard on them. They have to pick up this brick and flip it from page to page. They were really suffering. Let's pray for our ancestors. They had a hard time because all we got to do is just go like this.
Yeah, but you think, but I don't know, because now younger people are with cassettes, and they're buying vinyl. They're going back to things that they can touch,
Yeah.
things that have weight, things that are analog, things that are not
Right.
just all digital. So,
That's it.
but in any event, you got to get how much love is here for us. That's what
That's
we're
it.
really talking about, is the love that's present. And there's more love when all that space shows up. I can feel the spaciousness, and I'm needing less and less. Like I was a minimalist back in the day. I never called myself that. Somebody gave me that title. They said, "Oh, you're a minimalist." I was like, "What that mean?" They says, "Well, you don't need a lot of things." I was like, "No, I don't. I like very clear. I like simple, just simple presentation. That doesn't have to do it for you. You can have all the books you want, but for me, I breathe better without having all that stuff around me. And it's a new phase in my life, so I'm releasing things, and the more I release it, it's just like I'm feeling fresh. I feel like I'm beginning again,
Yeah.
and I'm beginning to feel in this the simple elegance of not many things, the love that's here for me, sustaining me, that has nothing to do with big or small. There was another reading in this book that Paramahansa said, you know, I got to find it, but he said something about we get that God, it's not, God loves us regardless of whether we're bringing what we're doing is a big thing or small. The part we play feels like a big part or small part. The important thing is that we play that part that is our part well, that we play it well, you know, and get that we are really loved. And here's the Ricky quote for the week.
Right.
Following Paramahansa, you gotta get how much you are loved so that you don't suffer from the thought that there is a lack of it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about? You gotta get how much you are loved so that you don't suffer thinking that there's not enough love for you. You got to get that you're really loved so that you don't suffer a lie, that you're not loved, that you're not lovable, that you're not capable of receiving love. It's like, no, you are so loved. That's why you got that fantastic mind, that fantastic essence. You know, he called it the fragment of that is concentrated, baby. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. And when you can feel that inside yourself and you can align in that, I wouldn't call it they call it a spark. Usually it's called a spark, but I just say that fire in my heart. I got a fire in my heart for the God in all creation. It's like, oh, it's burning, you know, it's burning. And it's burning away stuff that I don't need.
That's it. We just gotta let it, allow it.
Allow it. Yeah.
Yes. But Ricky, I want to go back to something you said earlier. That you said you might have fallen off the wagon, or however you phrase it, with that book, The Pimps and Hoes. I mean, really, did you? Because doesn't everything have some kind of information, wisdom? Like you said, he obviously explained his role. Like sometimes the way he may have talked about the world is how somebody else needs to hear it
Yes.
to make sense of this world. I remember
Mm-hmm.
there was a documentary called Ghetto Physics. Instead of metaphysics, it was called ghetto physics. I remember when I first saw it, I had a little bit of attitude. I was being attached to something that had nothing to do with me. But
Mm-hmm.
when I listened to him, I'm like, yeah, it's just delivering the message the way people can understand it, because we got to break away from the oppressive system and the oppressive thoughts. And we
Yeah.
need people to bring it to us in a way that we can just get it. So
Yeah.
I think you were just collecting all the good that God is in many
Yeah.
languages.
Yeah. I was trying to share it with Georgia, but she wouldn't hear it.
You won't have it. She was like, no, no,
She was
not
like,
interested.
"No, mommy, no." And now you're about to go to sleep. Don't do that to your mind. And I was going like, and then he said, and then the pimp, and then you know, I got there, and I heard what she was saying, and but then but like you said, that there's a good in everything, for depending on where you are. Well, not in everything, but there's something that maybe that book could help somebody. So I'm going to save that book for you, Ade.
Oh, bring it on.
But I'm keeping Paramahansas yoga. I'm
Okay.
keeping Paramahansa Yoganandas for myself.
I read it with you every Wednesday night. Well, Thursday morning for me.
Yeah. Yes. 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 So tell me, Coach Ade, what's happening in the world of love?
You tried to trick me, huh? Well, love is good. Life is good. I'm
You see
great.
how he's laughing, y'all? He is laughing. That's a happy man.
That's what love does to you, man. Love just brings out the child in you, and you can't even think. You're like, oh, love, and love is more than that. It's funny because we've been talking about love in all the ways that it shows up. I always say that romantic. What?
Now I'm looking at the chat.
Oh, okay.
God had a prophet to marry a prostitute. What you talking about, Dorothy?
Okay.
Yes, she's
All
talking
right.
about. Yeah, yes, yes. Come on with it. We
We're
got this
gonna bring
Bible.
her on to explain herself.
I know
Yeah.
what she's
So
talking about.
love shows up in so many ways, and in romantic relationship. Personally, I feel like parenting and romantic relationship is the highest form of spiritual practice. Romantic relationship, if you do it in such a way where you understand you're in a spiritual partnership, and as I've shared with you, I'm in a new relationship, and for me, I said to her, for me, it's got to be a spiritual partnership where our coming together elevates me on my
Hmm.
spiritual journey, and it elevates you, her, on our spiritual journey, as well as what the relationship is creating together. So there's like a triangle. So the whole thing about two becomes one. We're not married, but they usually say that when you get married, two becomes one. Two becomes the same, but they don't lose their individuality. But the
Hmm.
thing for me is this thing about love and being intentional about how I want to do this relationship is the idea. I remember telling her, and it hit me. Well, it was really just coming out. I'm thinking, whoa, that's deep. Who said that? And one of the things I've really learned is every man needs a woman who can hold space for him, for his inner child, his broken child, to express without being afraid. And I really believe that women, you all have a way of holding space for healing, for nurturing.
And
And a
every woman
way,
needs that. You know what? Every
yes,
woman needs that too.
yes, indeed. I'm just talking from a man's perspective.
Everyone needs
Everyone needs it.
that. Yes.
And some of the, we see some of the men who didn't have a woman hold a space for their inner child end up in office, and we see how they're running wild and crazy. So when a woman can hold space, because as men we are raised to not show tenderness, and I think we need to be clear when we say men don't show emotions. Men do. We show anger. We show rage. We you know we want to scream when we're watching when it's sports. However, we're not often allowed to share tenderness,
Mm.
vulnerability, the
Mhm.
things that we're afraid of, our fears.
Mhm.
Just a part of us that's sensitive. And when a woman can hold a space for a man, for his inner child, his broken child, just his inner child to just speak his truth, and this inner child is listened to, it's,
Mhm.
it's embraced. Oh my God, that's the quickest way to healing. Something
Mhm.
start to shift on the inside, and I'm not saying it like I'm boasting, but I'm speaking to what I know, what I've
Mhm.
experienced. Now,
Yes.
sometimes when what I see in the world of social media, when there's a conversation about what men can do for what women can do for men, there's always a counter. Well, what about men? What can men do for women? It's like, yeah. I get that. That's not what I'm saying. Of course. But there is the idea of being held in a safe place and listened to and not judged. I mean, I feel like there's some men who didn't have a woman. I mean, it could be another guy too. It's but I'm just talking from my experience and what I've lived and what I'm living. There are
Mhm.
men who are locked up today, literally locked up inside of themselves and locked up in prison
Mhm.
because they didn't have space to
Mhm.
express their fears, their worries, their doubt, their insecurities. And if they tried to do it with their boys, they'd be like, man, go away with that crap. You need to grow some whatever.
Mhm.
And we've been talking about love. We can really change the
You just
world
froze.
by the way. I did. Am I back?
Well, you're back.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can really change the world with our love. And
Mhm.
especially when it's hard to love, we
Mhm.
owe that to one another.
Mhm.
And this is not what I'm talking about, doesn't just have to happen in a romantic relationship.
Mhm.
And it also means that the man, the woman, all of us, we need to do our own work.
Mhm.
Because for me, it's because of the work, my commitment to my own growth is why I'm able to even speak the fears, my
Well,
insecurities.
I think at the end of the day, that's the only thing that really counts
Hmm.
is how is our how are we walking every moment,
Yes.
you
Hmm.
know? And I think when you say men, because I don't know about what men, what that because men are different. Like when a man says what a woman wants, like which woman, because
Right.
women want all different kinds of things,
Mm.
but everybody wants to be loved.
Mm.
Everybody needs love, and
Everybody.
everybody is made of love, and a lot of people are hurting because they feel like they weren't loved.
Hmm.
That's why the famous quote of the week,
Of the week. Ricky's
you
quote
gotta
of the
get how much you are loved.
yes.
And you gotta, and that's just for the people here, other folks who don't know what I'm talking about. Like, if I were loved, then I would have more. If I were loved, you know you're missing it.
Yeah.
There is a place to feel totally loved without anything changing on the outside.
Hmm.
We got to get there. I
Yes.
mean, I have to get there. Not I got to get there. And I did get, I do get there. That's why I'm out here going, let me love in a holy, holy way, because I know what happens when I do.
Yes.
Or let me know that love is all around me, because I know what happens when I do know it.
Mm.
It's like all my needs are met all the time,
All the
and
time.
when I'm afraid, or when there's doubt that I might not be able to make it, I got a bill today for water and power DWP, they call it out here, and that bill was for so much money. I was like, oh! But when I looked at it, it was for 127 days. It wasn't for 30 days, it was for 127 days. And I thought about it, I was like, well, that's not so much for 127 days when you got a lot of people in your house, you know, taking showers and doing the things they do. So the thing is like, I I don't crunch about it anymore because in the wee hours of the morning when I'm wondering and I'm doubting, will I have enough? I go like, there's more than enough always because I've done the work. I can return to that place and go like, God's got this. So I want everybody to join me here tonight in knowing that God is right here, like the reading said, that omnipresence, that omnipotence, that I want to say the way he said it. He said, my Lord, as thou art omnipresent, thou canst not but be present in me. You have omnipotence and omniscience. These also are my soul attributes. So what's true of God is true of me. It's true of you. May I be able to unfold even a fragment of that contained in myself, capital SELF, contained in myself. So as we are aligning with this power and presence that created us, maybe we will be able to touch that part in us, and say, inspire me to be wonderful, inspire me to be wonderful. It's like that song, it says, creator of the universe, how great you are. Oh, guide me and inspire me to be wonderful. Creator, deep inside us all, you lift me up every time I fall. Oh, guide me and inspire me to be wonderful. Creator of the universe, how great you are. Oh, guide me and inspire me to be wonderful. Amen. Amen. Earth receives a kiss at sunset. Let my heart not miss the chance to remember all is God and to live and to love as best I can, and then place all things in God's hands. Oh, live and love as best you can, and then place all things in God's hands. Oh, guide me and inspire me to be wonderful. Amen. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Kathy said something earlier in the chat room, and I would like Kathy to kind of explain, because when we were talking about love earlier, she probably is, well, I'm sure she's responded to something we said, but she said sounds exhausting. So I'm curious to find out, are you saying, Kathy, that to love is exhausting. I mean, sometimes it can be, especially when you're loving when it's hard to love.
Oh yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, that's when
Yeah.
you're going to ask yourself, who am I loving for? Am I loving for them or am I loving for me? So I'm just curious to hear what Kathy was referencing. But yes, love. I always say love will strip you naked, and it's doing it on a daily basis as long as we're willing. Sometimes it's like love comes and just takes the clothes off while in the middle of the high street, like, oh my God, I'm naked. And sometimes it's not, no, take that cap off, take that word off. And I mean, I find that the spiritual walk, I have a friend who would say spiritual truth will get you in trouble,
Hmm.
because when we really apply it, I mean, it would have you say some things that make you be like, oh my goodness. But it's a daily walk, it's a daily practice. And sometimes we may find that we have a different belief, a different opinion, a different way of looking at a subject compared to people who were once our teachers,
Hmm.
or even while they were teachers. Like, no, I don't see it like that. And it's
Hmm.
okay because
Yeah.
the teachers are teaching from their reference point, from their filter, from their experience, from their culture. And
Hmm.
sometimes, I won't name names, but I've been in a spiritual center where I've heard a teacher say some things. I'm making sure I don't say names. That's what this is about. It's like, don't you dare, because sometimes I forget. And I remember thinking, no, that is not the truth. That is not, I mean, I was kind of like,
You
what?
know, but not every teacher is a master. And I
Mm,
just want to say that,
mm,
not everyone, and I don't even like to use the word master, but I mean, when I say master, I mean a very, and I don't mean humble in a negative way, but a very humble servant. I mean, a very devout, I mean, that really in the poor, saturated in God, without game, without agenda,
mm,
without any click order or dogma or teaching, but somebody that just that gets the God is God and
mm,
speaks from that.
mm.
You know, it's like you got to know that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just in you,
Hmm.
and it's not things that you're learning. Some, I mean, there are concepts that you kick around, and I think that's what you're talking about. You
Hmm.
know, and there are lots to disagree with and methodologies and all kind of stuff. But when it comes to this breath,
Yes.
when it comes to this joy, when it comes to this deep soul surrender, it's like, no, you will feel that
Hmm.
when you know it.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
You
indeed.
know, who
Yeah.
feels it knows it. And that's why we sing,
Hmm.
you know. Say, hey, before we are out of time.
Yeah. Before we're out of time, too, I want to make sure I want to address what Kathy said, but go ahead. Because
Okay.
she,
Okay. Well, address what Kathy said.
okay, so Kathy said, because earlier I was talking about every man needs a woman to hold his inner child. She said, if I had to take care of a man right now and hold all that you were describing, I don't have it right now. So I didn't say take care of him,
Hmm.
hold space
Hmm.
for healing. And this is not even something that we're doing for, I mean, you're doing it for another, but we're doing it for self. Everybody gets the benefits. It's not take care of a man, it's holding space for healing. I mean,
Hmm.
that's the highest form of expressing love, to hold space for healing. Now, you may still say, yep, I don't care if it's holding space or taking care of him. I don't have space for it. I get it. I'm holding
Wait,
space
wait a
for
minute.
me,
Ka-
and that's enough.
she's well, she no, she's holding space for a 5 year old. She's like, no, he got to hold space for himself. I'm holding space over here. Oh, but
Oh,
when you
boy.
go back to loving in a holy, holy way,
Yes.
you know, there's you love when it's that's another conversation. When we it goes on and on and on. It's such a delicious conversation when we're talking about how to support each other in arriving at their true self place.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
supporting folks so they can arrive into their own power and space. And
Hmm.
sometimes when a person reaches there, sometimes it takes them in another direction.
Yeah.
You know, I know I've had a partner that was my teacher and who taught me so much that I believed of what love is, that I was strong enough to live it
Mm.
and to walk it, you know. And it took me on from my, from that teacher, you know. But everything that was planted in me is blossoming and
Mm.
flowers and continues to grow. And all I have is gratitude from that, you know. I'm
Yeah.
thankful. I'm
Yeah.
thankful. I'm thankful for everybody on the call. You're my teachers too. All y'all have been my teachers. Hey, Rosalind.
Ricky, we got a
So,
few minutes. We got to talk about B Radio. Where it's happening. There's a
yeah,
lot
B
going on. B
Radio.
Radio.
B Radio. I brought B Radio back because folks begged me to put it back up.
What do we
They said,
want? B Radio. When do we want it? Now. Where? On the internet.
I mean, they were not letting it go. Okay, so B Radio, we're expanding our platform so that we can make it even better for you. BRadio.org, and it streams 24/7 inspirational music, and now we have shows. So on Mondays we have Sherlock Byers and his study of reality at 6 o'clock. At 7 o'clock Tuesday morning, Beverly Brewster has a morning meditation with a vibratory experience of sound and energy. That's really great. And then Skip Jennings comes at 6 p.m. and he takes you on a journey to discover your authentic self.
6 p.m. or um
6 p.m. for Skip.
oh, because the time here say 7 a.m. and 10
7
a.m.
a.m. Beverly Brewster. And 7 p.m. It should say 7 p.m.
Oh,
But
okay.
Skip Jennings is on it. I'm sorry, 6 p.m. That's wrong. Tuesdays at 6 p.m. At 6 p.m. every day, there's something. Monday at 6 is Sherlock. Tuesday at 6 is Skip Jennings. Wednesday at 6 is me right here on Soulful Feeling. Thursday at 6 is Dorothy James with the healing, and she brings spiritually focused interviews. She has spiritually focused interviews with healers of diverse modalities, and they are awesome. And then on Friday at 6, Norma Choza brings strategies and insights for success. She's a life coach, and she gets down. And all through the day, 3 times a day, Dr. Lori Eanes gives simple solutions for having great health with less medicine, and take a moment for health. So we got more coming
Vicky,
on. I mean,
Vicky, what
yes.
about Moni? Don't forget Moni.
Oh yeah, Moni has the dynamic music. She's got Moni's dynamic mixes with Moni Odonia, and she's been doing it. Moni was the first one on board, so just check out Moni's mixes at 1 p.m. She gets down, she gets the house rocking, and you get up and get your groove on with Moni. And her show airs twice. I think it's 1 p.m. in the afternoon and 1 p.m. 1 a.m. So if you're up and you didn't get your exercise in, you can shake your little bumpty and then go to bed.
Shake your what?
Bumpty. That's country. Okay. Yeah. And then but we have life coach Ade, who's at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. Being You is his program. It's a podcast that you can see, and he interviews guests, and it's a great show. So check out Being You on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and you can see all the other times when you go there. All right, and so we're and a day was going to have he's going to have a meditation show eventually on B Radio, because we can't meditate enough. You know, contemplative. Cultivation of our innermost being is gives a rich life. So we have to find the way to return. So, hey, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you all for showing up. It's also quite okay to say I don't have the energy right now. Oh, they're still talking about
That's
Kathy.
right.
Kathy's taking over.
She's like, nope, not today.
Sometimes it's not that time. You got to know when it's time, and you will know. It won't, when you're ready, love gives you the energy that you need to be in love.
Yeah.
And
it's beautiful. It's beautiful to know where we are too, to be able to say I'm not ready, because sometimes if we try and pretend that we're ready, that can cause more damage. So it takes courage to say, Not I. Said this guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying right now. Mm-mm. I'm good. Me and God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here to love. No samskara, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Are you free in the Spirit? Just be free in the Spirit and be only here for God. Love. Ashe. Thank you all.
Yes.
God bless you and keep you. May all be blessed and may all find the way to love. Thank you, Jeff Noose.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
you,
Yes.
Life Coach Ade.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all who joined us tonight. And I'll see you Sunday at 10 in the B Hood.
Sunday devotional. And don't
Bless.
forget, bradio.org. Check it out. Peace and
Check it
blessings.
out.